This collective, you have come so far in the last 10 years, okay? And I know you're sitting in a place feeling uneasy, okay? Because you're worried that everything that you've worked for, all of the work that you've done on yourself, it could disappear tomorrow. Like, I feel like this collective, you're waiting, sitting around waiting for the other shoe to drop, okay? And it's not going to happen. And spirit's like coming in and saying, like, relax, like, take your shoes off, stay a while, okay? Like, get comfy in this new life of yours. And I understand why you're kind of feeling like waiting for the other shoe to drop. I really feel like that's how your life has gone up until this point. Okay, you've spent the last 10 years doing shadow work specifically. Okay, that why is that not focusing? Really diving into the depths of your soul. This collective, you feel deeply. I feel like this is a collective you walk around kind of feeling like you feel more than you feel like an alien. You feel like you feel things so deeply that like no one else feels things even like 1% to the amount that you feel it. You feel like people feel their emotions like the tip of the iceberg and you're like the whole fucking iceberg underneath. You're like, you guys, you feel so deeply and it's so beautiful. You have very like Lana Del Rey vibes to you, very melancholic. I feel like I say that a lot in my videos, but I feel like my collective is just a moody collective. We just like to be up in our feelings, okay? Because we're lovers up in this channel. We love deeply, okay? I feel like maybe in the past with partners or even growing up in interpersonal relationships, people shamed your feelings. You were really shamed for feeling so deeply. Like, I feel like this collective, there's something here. This is going way different places than I even thought. But this collective, there's something with like stray animals or like you're like giving Snow White vibes too, and in the way that you really love animals. Like I am the same way. If I find a stray kitten, I would breastfeed a stray kitten if I could. Okay, I would. And that's your vibe. You're so loving, and I feel like that's in the sense of like you love so deeply, and it's like your love is expansive. Like you love everyone. Like I feel like this collective, you might be someone where you meet someone and like 10 minutes later when you're telling them goodbye, you're like, I love you, bye. Like you're just like overly, but it's not coming from like a fake place. You're just a lover. You're just such a fucking lover. And that lover girl, lover boy esque vibe got you drugged through the fucking mud in your life. Okay. Like it's just so sad because you really showed up with all of this love to give. And then everyone you showed up for it with, it's like you like you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're like, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm open, and then you just show up and they just like slam the door in your face. Like it not literally, maybe. Um, but it's like you were always met with like a roadblock. You have such an expansive love and it was like trying to be contained by people that just couldn't understand it. And so this collective, you really spent the last decade of your life kind of unpacking a lot of things from your past, a lot of things that you kind of pushed down for years. And I feel like this has to do with like coming to terms with being a lover. Like it's like you came to terms with like because I feel like you were shamed for this for a long time, right? Like I said, and I feel like for a long time you were like I'm too much. I'm like I am too much and then you could have taken like a celibacy journey too. This is totally going places. I like when this happens, when it's hard to like channel a message at first, but then I record and then the messages come in because I feel like it's more in the moment. And I feel like maybe that's why spirit does this sometimes. Sometimes I get sassy. I'm like, what is the fucking message? Um, but this collective, like you were put through the ringer. You were put through the ringer. You had these doors slammed in your face. And so you spent the last 10 years or the last little while, like understanding that like being your love was never meant to be contained. It was never meant to be shamed. And if anyone like came in to shame your love, then they didn't deserve that. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want a lover girl, okay, bye. Okay, bye. Have fun with the wicked witch of the east. I'm going elsewhere to love, to expand, to not be ashamed of my love. And like you came to this conclusion that like who you are is whole. You're whole. Your gift to the world is your expansive heart. Like, and I feel like maybe some people have told you, like, how do you keep putting yourself out there when you have been met with the people that you've been met with? Because I really feel like you see the best in people, and so you were met with a lot of like shitty partners that like just were not even remotely, could not even, go into a puddle, let alone the ocean that is you. Okay. Um, and so you felt all the shame, but now you're like, wow, I have so much love. Like before, you'd be like, I have too much love to give. Like this is too much. And now you're like, I have so much love to give. Okay. And if it's not to a partner, like I feel like you've also come to the terms of like my love, even if it's not with a romantic partner to share with one day, which you won't, don't, just wait. But it's enough for me. I will love myself fully. I really feel like that's what it is. You learned how to love yourself. You became the partner that you always needed within yourself. Okay. And like spirit wants you to know that the work that you've done over the past 10 years has set you up into such an amazing future. But it's not just that. Like, Spirit wants you to look around right now and realize, take a look around. Like, I feel like you have not really acknowledged how much work that you've done on yourself, how much love you've brought into your own life. Like, I feel like this collective, you've manifested a lot of things in your life. Like, I want a perfect partner. I want a love that feels like this. And like, Spirit wants to hold you for a second and be like, you already have that within yourself. Like, look at all the work that you have done and how whole you have become. Like, how the way that you hold yourself now, the way that you see yourself now, it's moved you into a bright future. And it's not just like in self love, like, there's success coming here for this collective. There's a lot of pentacles that came out. Like, I feel like this, like, I keep wanting to say this recollection of like remembering your wholeness, of remembering your divinity, and remembering that there's not, your love is not something to be ashamed of. Your love is something to worship. Okay. And because that you finally see yourself like that, it's like there's doors and opportunities that are opening for you right now, due to this self love. Like, I feel like other people can feel this vibe coming off of you. Other people can pick up on this wholeness of self. And it's like you never would have been confident enough to like take certain opportunities that are about to come in for you until you found this wholeness within yourself. Okay, so Spirit's like, you feel like maybe you spent the last 10 years doing so much internal work. Maybe you feel a little behind in the physical world because you spent so much time in your emotions, working on your inner world, and not enough time maybe working on career. And Spirit's like, but you don't understand. Like, as above, so below, as within, so without. The work that you've done, I think that's what this is. The work that you've done on yourself was not a waste of time. Like, I feel like, again, you feel like you've put other things on the back burner, but as within, so without. As you've been doing this work on yourself internally, Spirit has been shifting things in your external world. And you need to start looking around because I feel like you're going to start being guided to something really amazing, like a really big opportunity. But you need to acknowledge that you're at this point. Like, you need to acknowledge that you're ready. You need to acknowledge that the work that you've done on yourself has done external work too. It's almost here. Okay. I love you.